Today, I want to talk about self-concept when it comes to your manifestations. And more specifically, I want to focus on self-love and self-worth, because when it comes to manifestation, self-concept is not necessarily self-love or self-worth. I have a whole self-concept playlist. You can check it out to learn more about the differences between self-concept and self-love. Both are very relevant to manifestation. I'm going to link the playlist down below. And today I want to specifically focus on self-concept because I have never done that in a specific separate video, and I think it deserves one. If you need a more personalized help with your manifestations, you can book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I would love to help you with anything that you are currently manifesting. And also check out my courses. The links are always in the description box below. And let's talk about self-love specifically and why it's relevant for your manifestations. When you hear manifestation coaches talk about self-concept, mostly it's meant as self-love. And you often hear that you don't need to manifest self-concept in order to manifest your specific manifestations. And I'm here to tell you that you might want to. First, let's talk about self-love, and then I will specify why I think it's necessary and crucial for your specific manifestations. I often have clients who come to me with a specific person manifestations. Mostly that's where self-concept comes out, but self-concept in the sense of self-love. I'm going to call it self-love in this video. That's mostly where it comes up a lot, and I almost always work on that part of self-concept with my clients, specifically those who are manifesting relationships. But this is true for anyone who is manifesting either health, money, house, any manifestation. You'll see in a moment why that's relevant. And the story I often hear is that somehow I am not good enough, and I'm scared that that person, my specific person, is going to choose someone else, or there's already a third party. And whenever there's a third party situation, there is some assumption of comparison, in a sense that somehow I'm not good enough, so there will be someone else who is better than me, whom my specific person is going to choose. And I hear everything from, I am not young, to I am not pretty enough, to I am not successful, I am not this, I am not that. So therefore, my person is going to choose someone else. And this can be the case for you if you're manifesting a job. I am not qualified enough. I am not worthy. Somehow I am not worthy of my desire. The one place that I have read in Neville Goddard's texts about self-love, he often talks about self-concept, but never in the sense of self-love. The one time that I remember him mentioning it was in either a book or a lecture, I don't remember which. It was a single sentence where he said, don't even contemplate whether or not you're worthy of it, you are. End of story. So hear it from Neville Goddard, you are worthy of your desire. But you can be completely convinced that you are unqualified, you are unworthy, you are a bad person, you are unsuccessful, you are ugly, you are whatever you think you are, and you can have the pictures to prove it, you can have whatever you want, and you are going to be convinced if you have the assumption. I am here to tell you that those are assumptions. Simple assumptions, just like any other. Just like the assumption of, I'm not making enough money, You work with that assumption, you turn it into, I am making more than enough money, and then money is going to show up. The same way you start learning or teaching yourself to love yourself, to accept yourself, to think of yourself as worthy. The work that you do is exactly the same as any other manifestation. This is a manifestation. This is a simple negative mindset versus a desired outcome type of mindset, where you affirm or you imagine yourself in certain situations in order to create a different story. So if you start out by telling yourself, I love myself, even if you don't, or I am beautiful, even if you are convinced that you are not, it doesn't matter. At some point, with the repetition of that thought, your mind is going to accept it as true, and you will find yourself completely convinced that you are actually beautiful, that you are worthy, that you are fill in the blank. And this does so many things. The best thing, I think, is that you start feeling good about yourself versus you not feeling good about yourself. So this one is reason enough for me to work on your self-concept. And I don't understand people who say, you don't need to work on your self-concept, just continue hating yourself. I know that's not what people are saying, but that's what it sounds to me like. Because if you are not loving yourself, there is no way that anything on the outside, even when you manifest your specific person, is going to make you feel loved. Because loving yourself and accepting yourself as worthy, as desirable, as pretty, as handsome, and as whatever you want to be is never going to come from the outside. And this brings me to the most important thing about self-love in relation to your manifestations, and why I mentioned my clients with whom self-love comes up during the sessions. Most relationship-related problems that I have heard and work with clients have been more or less this. I met the person, it was all perfect, everything was working out, and then problems started. And when we dig into the problems, it always turns out to be a self-concept related problem that is older than the relationship. And most clients don't think that. They come to me with the problem of the relationship, and it's very real. You have the problem with the person. But here's the thing, and why it matters to manifest a better self-love and learn to love yourself through your imagination, just like you manifest anything else. Learning to love yourself, learning to accept yourself, and then go into the relationship. I don't mean, side note, I don't mean to stop manifesting your relationship and then only focus on self-concept unless you want to. That's an option, but not necessary. You can focus on both at the same time and then get both at the same time. So what happens is that you can, let's take the scenario where you don't work on yourself. You have assumptions. This is just an example. Not everyone hates themselves, obviously. Let's say someone thinks they are unworthy, not beautiful or handsome, unsuccessful, undesirable in all ways possible, and then they manifest the relationship. Can you manifest the relationship and the person, specific person? Yes, you can, because those are separate things for your mind, so it's going to manifest whatever you focus on. You manifested the relationship, it started out wonderful. The problem I have with not manifesting self-concept and not improving your self-worth and your self-love is that whatever self-worth or however you view yourself as a person, as a human being, as a woman, as a man, that is coming with you into the relationship. You are not going anywhere from yourself. You are coming with you into the relationship. So that is how the problems start, with insecurities, with jealousy, with comparison, where the third party is often created, manifested, and arguments, etc. All that comes from the idea of somehow I am not good enough, somehow I am not loved enough, somehow I am not respected enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not this, I'm not that. So that's a very common example that I see a lot with people who are manifesting relationships. The same can happen if you're manifesting a house. If you're manifesting a house, but somehow in the back of your mind you believe that you don't deserve that type of goodness, at some point that thought is going to come in and sabotage your manifestation. So, and again, I am not suggesting to stop whatever you're manifesting and only focus on self-concept, although that some people choose to do that, that's an option, but you can do both. So it is one thing to go into this beautiful situation that you're manifesting for yourself, thinking, I am not worthy of it. Somehow this is going to go away because I'm not pretty, I'm not this, I'm not that. And a completely different experience to go into the relationship, or, the wealth that you're manifesting or the health that you're manifesting, thinking that I am wonderful, I am beautiful, I am lovable, I am the most amazing person that this other person who is also the most amazing person could be with. That's a completely different experience. And that is exactly what I find is so necessary to keep it. Because even though, you overlooked your own assumptions about yourself and went into the manifested the relationship, and problems came up from a manifestation perspective, no big deal. You take that and manifest your desired outcome anyway. It's just that it's completely unnecessary to suffer when you can, as I said, teach yourself and learn from yourself to love yourself, to accept yourself. That is the calmest, most confident place to be. And something else that I find that benefits from a state of mind like that is all your other manifestations that you're ever going to manifest. And what I mean by this is that one thing is starting to manifest something. Let's say you have your relationship, you have your this, that, and now you have an even bigger desire, which you couldn't even imagine a few years ago that you would ever desire, or that it was possible. You have this huge desire of something super important to you. One thing is to start manifesting that with the mindset of I'm not good enough. And a whole different thing is to start manifesting this thing thinking I'm awesome. Of course I can have that. I'm beautiful. I am successful. I love myself. I am this, I am that. Self-love and self-worth is going to look different from for every single one of you, but you know what you want for yourself. So for me, when you start a manifestation from a place of true self-love, self-worth, and self-respect, and all that good stuff, you already start on a different level. And that is also how your manifestations last. Again, because, and I'm going to repeat this because I find this very important, because you can manifest your specific manifestations. It's true that you can. When other coaches are saying that you can manifest your specific person or your career or whatever without doing any self-concept work or self-worth or self-love work, you can. Yes, you can. But you're going to take your current self-worth with you. It's going to come up and manifest somehow. Whatever you think about yourself is going to be reflected back to you from people that you are surrounded by. One of them is your specific person. So take loving and accepting yourself seriously, also for your other manifestations. I understand that you want the specific desire. Focus on that, keep manifesting that. But at the same time, go inside and start loving yourself. As a manifestation practice even, that's how you create your self-concept. Do your affirmations, imagine, do whatever you need to do, and you will manifest that relationship and that self-concept together, and that is going to be the best experience, in my opinion. I want to actually hear your thoughts about this in the comments below, and even if you have questions. And this is my argument for why it is necessary to work on your self-concept in the more intimate way of you loving yourself, you accepting yourself, you going about your life with confidence, with the sense of worth that I am worthy of my desire. That alone is a wonderful way of loving yourself that helps your manifestations. Because if you are manifesting something and then in the back of your mind you're like, I'm not worthy, I'm not worth this type of love because I'm not successful in my career somehow, that makes me unworthy. That doesn't make you unworthy. That's just an assumption. It's an assumption, and assumptions can change. And once you change your assumptions and start learning to love yourself, you are going to be convinced, I promise you, you are going to know that you are amazing, that you are wonderful in every way. And your surroundings, including the people, are going to reflect that back to you, just like any other manifestation. So this is one of the most wonderful things in discovering that you can plant whatever seed you want in your mind and let it grow and help it grow with repetition. And I really wish that every single one of you will give this a try. If you need me to help you with this, I am working on self-concept with most of my clients. I have had clients, a few ones. They haven't been the majority, but I have had a few clients who came to me specifically to work on self-concept in the sense of self-worth and self-love, because that just lays the foundation for everything else. You get that, everything else is going to seem happier, better, easier. And this is, in my opinion, always going to be a work in progress, but it's going to be better and better. It's going to be more and more pleasant. The reason I'm saying that you will continue working on loving yourself, etc., because you're continuously going to desire to improve better. And that's what happens when you consciously manifest. Your desires are going to be bigger. It's just wonderful. So once again, if you need a more personalized help with your manifestations, you can book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I would love to help you with any of your manifestations. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because I have started doing live Q&As so that you don't miss those or any of my other videos like this. My channel is full of it, and I'm going to continue, of course, making videos like this. A happy manifestation, have a great day, and see you in the next video.